I hate math! I hate math! I hate math! Oh, holy shit. Walt Disney? Please don't be mad at me.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
I'm just a really big fan of 2000s online children's video games. What are you, stupid? Disney bought Star Wars.
You know what else I bought? Your great-grandmother's coop.
Ah.
Download.
While I was spending time in Club Penguin developing my earliest gaming skills and attraction to anthropomorphic animals, I soon heard talk of another distant gaming land with offerings far beyond anything I had previously experienced. Of course, I'm talking about ToonTown Online, Disney's smash hit MMO for kids. And once my soft, virgin lips touched that first cold splash of gameplay, I knew I was in for something special. But it wasn't just me. The ToonTown community is steadfast and unwavering to this very day. Just look at all these comments on my last video. And if you still don't believe me, check out all this porn. And while the passion of the ToonTown community inspires me to a great degree, it frightens me to an even larger one. I don't want to desecrate the memory of this beloved childhood classic, but I have a job to do here. It's my duty to fully reimagine ToonTown as a rated M game and to do it faithfully. The way I see it, Disney abandoned ToonTown. They just up and left the second it wasn't profitable enough. They left all those toons out on the front lines, fighting and clawing for their lives and holding on to the hope that the men in suits at Walt Disney HQ behind their mahogany desks weren't simply writing off their souls as the cost of doing business. I mean, just imagine what those toons are going through in there. These cogs, they're vicious opponents, ruthless robots with no capacity for emotion or empathy of any kind. Robots with no capacity for emotion or empathy of any kind.
And you'll get to play as them. Experience the bloody takeover of Toontown Central after a devastating failed evacuation by Disney. Create the cog of your dreams and join the fight. Do your part in cleaning up the newly conquered streets by eliminating the remaining Toon resistance. For business expansion, it's CogTown, rated M for mature.
I started off by doing what anyone with artistic integrity would do. I went to the source material, which in this case meant playing ToonTown with my childhood best friend Chris. And as we played, I considered not only the far-reaching possibilities of my game, but of my mind as well. Or if you lured, and then I squirt.
You squirt, dude? There's so many built-in puns to this fucking game already. Dude, if you can make a Toon squirt, that would be sick. Is that too graphic for YouTube?
I'm not even trying to do that much edge.
I mean, you can edge someone until they squirt for sure.
Refreshed in my memory of ToonTown's mechanics, I set off on my journey to remake the game through a different lens and a different game engine. ToonTown was made in an old game engine called Panda 3D, but I'll be making my version in the Unity game engine. Now, all of the excellent fan-made projects out there today, like ToonTown Rewritten and Corporate Clash, they're all using Panda 3D. None of them are trying to recreate the game from scratch in another engine, because that is f***ing stupid. The original game files are all easily found online, but they aren't in a file format usable in Unity or Blender, the 3D modeling software I use. So to rectify that, there's just a couple steps. First, we're going to download Panda 3D. When you found a file you want, use this command line, but it's not going to work on the newest version of Blender. You're going to have to download this old version of Blender and install it on that one, and then import the .egg file into there, and then you can copy that model into the newest version of Blender where you can use it. All right, sir, did you get all that? Is there anything else I can help you with today? If it's all right with you, I'll just email you a quick survey, and if you could just fill that out, it would really help me to... Oop, not so fast. Character models have rigs, and ours is no exception. If you don't know, rigs are kind of like skeletons. The more connected joints, the more articulation you get. Most modern humanoid rigs look like this, but the default ToonTown cog rig looks like this. So I immediately decided I don't want to try and make this rig work, and I deleted it. I then uploaded the models to Mixamo, where I can have it auto-rigged, and I can use that new rig for all sorts of pre-made animation. But 3-bomb, isn't that cheating? Yep, it is. But don't worry, I still have to make plenty of my own animations. I started a new Photoshop file for the game UI, and I decided to remake the UI from scratch because the original files are all too small for modern monitors, and they look like shit nowadays. And I'm pretty fast at UI, so don't you fucking worry about me, pal. I got it covered. I can handle this. I honestly really enjoyed making the UI for this game. I kind of miss the era of design where everything was beveled and embossed and drop shadowed with 3D form. A lot of the stuff I would make as a kid would come out looking like bad versions of this stuff. And then you would post it on DeviantArt and people would tell you how awful it was. God, I miss it. I downloaded some ToonTown fonts off the internet, which was stupid because here they are in the game files that I've had this entire time in the folder called Fonts. I put them together with my UI assets, and after some tinkering, we had this little menu where you could switch between the different cog heads and bodies and suit types. Let's get moving on making the movement for our game. Or if you're a little nerdy, you might call this the player controller. I found the ToonTown Central base in the original game files, and I plopped it in, and I started coding. I wrote this with the original game's controls in mind, but I did add one little improvement in the form of being able to hold right mouse button to free look your camera around, because not being able to do that f***ing sucks. Combine our movement with some animations from Mixamo, and we had this. Oh, no, that's not right. Hang on, let me we had this. Check it out. We've made character creation. We've made movement. Now it's time to move on to the next most important thing. Fishing. Video games and fishing go together like Twinks and Tuesdays. Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, Red Dead, World of Warcraft, RuneScape. Even if the fishing in your game is a monotonous, mind-numbing, carpal tunnel-inducing ass-fucking grind, I'm still gonna do it. God damn, I want that fucking king. The fishing minigame in ToonTown, it's pretty unique. I've never seen another game that has the same kind of mechanic that ToonTown's fishing has. Here's how you can recreate it. Take a dot texture and write some code to make it move around. Move the player camera here. Redesign the fishing UI in Photoshop. Get distracted and make this health UI too. And the menu book. Add a fishing pole. Code some shit. We like these big numbers. These are good. Spend 5 fucking hours trying to figure out how to make this arrow stretch like how you want it to. I hate math! I hate math! I hate math! Spawn bobbers. Add animations. Create a rarity system using a weight-based loot table. Fuck it. Why not? Go crazy. Make this fish card. Code some more. Don't do this. Make a bubble. Make them float. Save fish weights and show the new records. Now relax and fish to your heart's content, baby. Fuck. Oh, fuck. 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 Oh, hell yeah!
Hello.
Oh, holy shit. Walt Disney?
I've been watching you from hell. I came back to warn you of a great danger. You need to watch out. You could be.
You can just leave hell whenever you want?
Huh? Yeah. Yes.
So why doesn't everyone just do that then?
Leave hell? Why would you want to do that?
Because it's eternal torment. It's horrible, endless suffering beyond our wildest imaginations.
Oh, right. I forgot you folks don't know. Hell fucking rules.
Okay, so why are depictions of hell throughout all of human history always horrendous, mind-shattering eternal torment?
The PR department does a damn fine job. If everyone knew hell ruled, I'd have to start waiting in line for Rise of the Resistance. Do you know God vacations in hell twice a year?
Rise of the There's Disney parks in hell?
We got a little aggressive with our land acquisitions in the 70s. Listen, none of this matters. You need to tread carefully.
What? What do you mean?
You need not draw the ire of the mouse, lest you face the ferocity of its bite.
You tell me not to f with Disney?
I was trying to be cryptic.
Not cryptic at all. Very on the nose, actually. Listen, Walt, thanks for coming back from apparently awesome hell to warn me about this, but I'm not really worried about Disney. I'm not even selling this game. It's completely free, okay? So you can scurry on out of here or whatever. Disney. God damn, did we love them. We trusted them. They gave us ToonTown, and it struck a chord with us. We were fighting against big corporate, big business, the big cheese, the big sleaze, the real scum of the earth. We were standing up for people over profit. And goddamn, we gladly forked over $9.95 a month for the opportunity. But who were we paying it to? Where was all this money going to? We were paying it to these guys, to the fucking cause. But now we're older and wiser. We see the ruse for what it really is. And I'm choosing to be better than them. I'm choosing to never use children for financial gain. Anyways, I'm happy to announce my brand new Patreon. If you want to support me, hop on over there. You can get an uncut version of this video. There's a couple little extra things and all the censoring removed. Just general stuff that I thought might get me restricted on YouTube. If Patreon doesn't sound like your thing, but you are into sick fucking clothes, get one of these new shirts. Buddy, I made them. I made these shirts. And when I say that, I mean I drew them, yeah, I designed them, but I print them. I print them in my garage. If you want to buy a shirt that I printed in my garage, get one of these. Go to netvermin.com and get these suckers. All right, thanks. Sorry, thank you. I had to do that. Now I wanted to focus on my vision of ToonTown Central, and I started off by painting some new backgrounds. I began in Illustrator, but I quickly abandoned it and fired up Photoshop so I could do a more painterly style, which is how I imagine these were originally created. Toss them in, darken the grass, add some smoke, and there you fucking have it, baby. This looks, it's good, it's passable. After that, I started gathering anything of use I could find in the original game files. Don't worry, I didn't find it all on the first pass. I'm gonna be digging through those files a whole lot. I reworked a lot of the original buildings to be destroyed, and I turned some into cog buildings. And I also made a few of my own assets by hand, like this LED sign. Oh, what? Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, fuck, man. It looks like the trolley's broken. It's all derailed and broken and shit. That sucks, man. That's how you... Isn't that how you got to all the mini games? That's too bad. No trolley. I guess I can't make the mini games. That fucking sucks. Damn. I wanted to make all those. I wanted to make all those mini games by hand. Then I added in some decorations, like fire hydrants and benches and street lamps and trees, but I made them more sad. I felt it was passable at this point, so I decided to move along to the street areas. So once again, I went back to the original game files. So many files. So many files. Download that. Download all of it. Convert it all. So many files. So many files. You need these. You need all of these. Don't miss anything. You can miss anything. Find all of them. So many files. You need all of them. Hurry up. Them all. Hurry. Don't miss it. Don't miss any. Get all of them. Get it all. Look through them all. Download the files. Download them. I hunted for anything related to the street areas in the game, like all these little street pieces here. I used the street pieces to recreate the layouts of the original 3 streets from ToonTown. And then we add walls to them, and then we texture the walls. But that looks like shit because it's just one wall over and over again. So I opted to manually adjust the UVs of the walls to select different parts of our big wall texture, and I did this for every bend and break in every wall and every level. After that, I'm able to place standalone buildings and props, and each and every window and door. And now we're free to place some demoralized Toons around the levels. I began by gathering the Toon head and bodies from the original game files. And I did make listen. I may have somehow, and I don't know how, and please don't be mad at me, I forgot to add dogs into the game. There's no dogs. I painted a dog on the painting, the physical painting I made to be the thumbnail for this video. There's no fucking dogs in my game. There's no dogs, and I'm pissed, and I'm not adding them. I'm not pissed enough to add them back in because I figured it out way too late. Fuck you, bitch. I am sorry. Just like the cogs, I dumped the Toons original rigs in the fucking trash, and I went to Mixamo to generate a humanoid rig that way. Pop back over to Unity and use the AI tools and a little code to get our little fella walking.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
He's alive!
God damn. Oh my.
I wrote a script to randomize the Toon head, bodies, and skin color, and clothing color to give us a nice variety of Toons walking around the levels.
3-Bomb, hey, it's me.
Oh my god, not him. Jared Fogle, what's up, man?
Yeah, remember me from your Club Penguin game?
Yep, I remember. How do you keep finding me? And why are you a ghost, dude? You are definitely not dead.
I'm just a really big fan of 2000s online children's video games, and ironically enough, I am actually dead. But Tupac, Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, Princess
knew that
Diana,
one.
Jeffrey Epstein.
He's dead. All right? If he wasn't dead, could I do this?
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah.
All right, enough. What is this supposed to be proving anyway?
I can tell by your taste that you touched a lot of kids' hearts. And he's proving only ghosts can touch other ghosts. How do you think ectoplasm is made, silly?
I felt satisfied with the Toons for now, so I moved on to something admittedly a bit new to me, creating music. I planned early on to make music for this game. Specifically, I wanted to recreate some of the original songs to be sad and melancholy and minory. And to do that, I needed to pick a digital audio workstation, or a DAW for all you guys and gals out there. There's a few different options for this, but I went with FL Studio, and I picked it for 2 reasons. 1, the UI slaps harder than my dad on the drink, and 2, it makes a little bleep bloop whenever you export a song. Also, I'm kidding about the dad slapping me thing. He would do it completely sober. No, he didn't actually hit me. But he did play music, so that means I have a very basic and rudimentary understanding of music theory. So, if this sounds good to you and you're a complete beginner and, it's making you feel like shit, just know I am not technically a beginner. And if it sounds bad to you, hey, I'm a beginner, asshole. Fuck you. Let's do the ToonTown Central theme first. I start by finding the BPM and then recreating the main piano melody. And then I lowered the 3rd and 6th of the scale, which turns it from a major to a minor, but sounds like shit. So you gotta do a little massaging and add in some notes here, make it work. Add in some drums, a deep brass section, some flutes, a trumpet, and we were left with this. I wanted to redo one more song, and I decided to pick the Create a Toon theme because it's the first song everyone hears when they start up the game for the first time and make their character. Once again, we're going to find the BPM, recreate the melody, lower the 3rd and the 6th. It sounds like shit. You massage it, you add some notes in there. Slow it down, add in some deep flutes, bing, bang, boom. You've got yourself a fucking song. It's a sad recreation of the Create a Toon theme song. I went a little crazy. I added in a little extra section. This melody's not in the original, but I got a little too into FL Studio, and I added a little fucking special section. After adding in the music, I decided to add in the menu book so I could add in volume sliders so I could turn off the fucking music. And while I'm creating the settings menu, please indulge me in this rant. Who the fuck decided to use a gear icon for something other than settings? I live in the settings, dude. I can't refund a game on Steam because I spend over 2 hours in the fucking settings messing around first. Do you know how many times I have clicked this expecting to go to the settings. No, the light switch is setting. The gear is the enemy codex. And to get to the map, don't use the world icon. What are you, fucking stupid? Are you a little dumbass? Why would you think to do that? No, it's the arrow into hole icon, because you go through a hole, you go through a hole to get back home. Whatever. But you're gonna click that world icon every time, motherfucker. Anyways, the gear in my game is how you get to the settings, and the Toon Codex is a picture of a dead Toon, so there's no confusion there. And there's no map because I didn't draw one. But there is a quest log, a fish log, a Toon log, a settings section, a how to play section, and later on I add a notes section where the collectible notes go. And we'll get to that, alright? But first, I need to drum up the decorations around this bitch. I felt I wasn't properly selling the vision that I had of this world in my mind. Using just the original game files, it wasn't going to cut it. We needed to make some of our own models. I started with a skull, and then another, and then some various bones. I used those pieces together with one of the original bodies to make this torso here. I made some intestines in the slowest and most inefficient way possible for some reason. And then I tried texture painting for the very first time, which if you don't know is where you paint textures. And I didn't UV unwrap the model correctly before I did the texture painting, so it looks pretty shit. Just know that, you know, any real 3D artists are looking at this and kicking and screaming and throwing up right now. I topped it off by modeling some rubble, including a version with a skeleton trapped underneath. Thank you, Brett, for the suggestion. And I got to work on our final hand model decoration, the gallows. A stark reminder of the new levels of depravity the Cogs are capable of in their ruthless business expansion efforts. Join me as I place our new assets and do a general second pass on the decorations around the game. Remember those Toons I made wander around the street areas? Now it's time to make them do stuff, and for us to do stuff to them. We're gonna do stuff with each other. And the stuff I'm talking about is over-the-pants hand stuff. No, it's combat. We have to make combat. Recreating ToonTown's combat from scratch means making a lot of shit. Let me give you a reminder of how it worked in the original game. You fight with consumable items called gags. As you use gags, you earn XP for the corresponding gag track. Level up gag tracks to unlock better gags. Level up your character by doing quests to eventually unlock new gag tracks. In ToonTown, there are 7 gag tracks each with 7 unlockable gags. The gags towards the end of the track are an absolute slogfest grind to get to. It's actually crazy how long it takes to grind ToonTown. In CogTown, we're cutting it down to just 4 gag tracks, each with 4 unlockable gags. 16 gags total. I wanted the gag categories to encapsulate the pillars of capitalism because at the end of the day, the Cogs are ruthless businessmen. And what is business without these 4 pinnacles? Law. You can't abuse legal loopholes if you don't know about them. Fraud. Just don't get caught. Guns. In case you do get caught. And crypto. Because if you can't have your dirty money, then neither can the feds. Just make sure you keep that wallet key memorized for when you get out of prison. To properly implement the combat system, we had to create a bunch of other systems alongside it. Things like player health, player XP, gag purchasing, enemy health, enemy gags, enemy levels, and a bunch of other random little things. Most all of it requiring programming and UI and references between all sorts of different game objects. And none of those things were even my biggest concern. My biggest concern from the very start of this entire project was animations. I knew even if I could get the original animations, which I did not, I would still need custom animations for all of our custom attacks we're adding to the game. I desperately searched the internet for a way to get animations without having to keyframe each and every bone in my rig by hand. And that's when I discovered Rococo. It's advertised as a tool that lets you translate video data into animation data. And that's exactly what I needed. Some new emerging technology that fast-tracks what would have previously been a massive time sink for me. So I uploaded a video to their free version, waited for it to process, and holy shit. Look at that. It looks like absolute garbage. So I decided to use the free trial for the better version. This version lets you use 2 cameras for 2 different angles to give you more accurate data. And it comes with a desktop application that gives you some additional controls. To record my animations, I need 2 webcams, and the best I've got is a laptop with one built in. So I ended up using a tool that lets me use my iPhone as a webcam on my computer. And the last thing I needed was this printout to put on the floor to help with calibration, and I didn't have a printer at the time. I have a printer now. I didn't have a printer back then. A lot of time has passed. But I did have an iPad, so I just pulled it up on that and put it on the floor. They said not to do this. I did it anyway. Despite doing everything the jankiest way possible, it worked pretty damn good. Look at this. But that was just the raw animations. I still needed to combine parts of them with Mixamo animations and add in all the props and effects and sounds and things like that. Plus, here's a few days of work in a few seconds. Custom icons for gags. Animation props. Animation logic. God, look at all these fucking sounds.
I hope they're showing the live-action Little Mermaid.
What's that now?
It's nothing. I don't think you'd like it. And they're showing the finished animations. Look.
What do you think's in that bag? What the hell is ammonium carbonate?
Awfully similar to the other cage attack.
Shh. Shut the fuck up.
That's just lazy.
Okay, are all of these the same? Oh, that one had sparkles.
Why is he photographing that crude drawing of an ape? What the hell is fiat currency?
I don't get that one. I don't know. They throw a physical shit coin. You know what? F you guys. You think I care about your opinion, Jared? You're a piece of shit. You're probably living it up down there in super awesome hell, aren't you?
Actually, Jared went to heaven.
Are you fucking kidding me? What, so is heaven terrible then?
No, it rules.
You know what? The guys are right. These are pretty shit. I should have gone with manual keyframing. Oh well, too late now. Time to move on to... I decided to handle quests in a very similar way to the original game. You receive them from a quest giver. They can have different requirements like enemy type and enemy level, enemy location. It took about 3 days to write the code for the quest system, and that's boring as shit. So here's me creating the quest giver instead. I took a mouse from the original game files and modeled and weight painted a spooky cloak for him. Plop him in the game, give him a little idle animation and some menus for selecting and turning in quests.
This is a real Emperor Palpatine situation here. You're definitely copying Star Wars. You can't do that. We made Star Wars.
Stop, dude. Disney did not make Star Wars, okay? Disney bought Star Wars.
You know what else I bought? Your great-grandmother's...
Oh.
She had to make ends meet somehow during the Great Depression.
Gross, man. Come on. Gross.
That was actually what we called her, the Great Depression.
Stop.
It was that deep.
Stop. And don't say that word.
What? Scared of a little grandma?
Whoa, I know, I'm scared.
Get the fuck out of here, both of you, now. At this point, it occurred to me that when a player restarts their game, any quests they had and all progress they had towards them would just vanish. because I am a moron and things do not automatically save themselves. So I watched a Russian man on the internet teach me how to save data to binary files. It looks a little bit like this. After that, I spent a few days testing and fixing various bugs in the quests and save systems. Eventually, I reached a point where I could call it finished, and that meant it was finally time to move on to one of the aspects I was most excited to work on. I was excited because customization was the very last thing I needed to add to the game before I did a final round of polish and put a bow on it. I knew making my own customization would mean tweaking the player model, which is really 3 models. At this point, it had been like 7 months since I created the player models, so I was a little bit nervous about updating them and breaking some interaction with some system I had written a long time ago. But I said, "F future me," and I ignored those concerns, and I started modeling and texturing some player outfits. After modeling, I began importing everything into Unity. Replacing the player model took some finagling, but was ultimately not a huge problem. So I was tripping on that shit for real. You can purchase these items from the catalog at Drip Inc. Each one has a different requirement that has to be met before it can be purchased. The hothead is probably the hardest to get. You have to unlock all gags. Good luck to whoever goes for that. I know I'm not fucking doing it. This game fucking sucks. To pinch this little turd of a game off, I added some final touches, like letting the player die and return to town, picking up cash to heal yourself, a functioning gag store, improved tune pathing, lighting adjustments, additional sounds, writing lore for the game and making them collectible and hidden around the various levels, additions to the menu book like recording the record weights of the fish that you've caught, or the tune log that keeps count of each tune you've eliminated, or the notes log where your collected notes are stored and can be reread. And with love in my heart and cum in my balls, I present to you a finished CogTown. Please try to refrain from making any sounds of excitement or disgust. Thank you. Much like I hung up this painting, now it's time for me to hang up this game as well, and this video. I'll always be able to look back on it and appreciate it there sitting on the wall, but I'll always recognize the things that I wish I would have done better, and I'll try to do that on the next one. I took great care to make it playable and something more than just a stupid gimmick for a video. Go collect the notes in-game if you want to get some lore about the forsaken world I created for this very, very long punchline. I'm sure some of you watched this and didn't find anything about this game funny, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. Please don't play it. I promise it's so much worse it's just sad, really. So just don't go there. CogTown is bad for you. To those who do enjoy my stuff, thank you so much. I have no idea how this video is going to do. So if it ends up just having a small reach and reaching a small amount of people, thanks for watching. You got to look into like a 9-month window into my life. I mean, I wasn't working on it with all my free time. There might have been a couple months of just Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield for 2 hours. Subscribe to the Patreon for the uncensored version of the video. It contains some heathen garbage that would not be suitable for YouTube. Cop these shirt designs, right? We got this one. Check that shit. Visit the website and buy a shirt from me if you fuck with them.